Hi, my name is Lori Alexander, and I just want to talk about commands for women to contribute financially to their households. There are none. I wrote a post about this recently, and many women brought up the Proverbs 31 woman. But if you'll notice in Proverbs 31, there isn't one command for women to contribute financially. If there was, that would mean that all the women who weren't contributing financially to their homes were sinners, were sinning, and they're not. There isn't one verse in that whole entire chapter that actually commands women to contribute financially. And if there was, wouldn't you think that Paul or Peter or one of the New Testament writers would reiterate that point and say that, command women to be, you know, to contribute financially to their households? Well, there isn't. In fact, Paul tells us that younger women are to be keepers at home. And then later, when he's talking to the widows, the young widows, he says the young women are to be guiding the home. The older widows, he doesn't tell them to go out and get a career, find ways to make money at home. He tells them that he tells the churches that they should be supporting the older widows over 60 if they don't have any family. But first and foremost, the families should be supporting the older widows, and then the churches. But there's nothing about them going out, having a career or trying to make money from home. And that would have been a perfect opportunity for him to command that women do that. And then people have asked me, well, what about commands for men to be the providers, to contribute financially? Well, it starts off at the very beginning of the Bible after sin, and God tells the man that the results of the sin for him would be toil in the soil all of the days of his life. He would have to work hard. And then in the New Testament, we're told that it's worse for a man who doesn't provide for his household is worse than an infidel. He's worse than an unbeliever. Men are to be the providers of their households. And this is why God tells women to be keepers at home and guide the home. Older widows are to be known for good works, for teaching the young women, for showing hospitality, for washing the servants' feet. Nothing about making money or even trying to find a little cottage industry from home. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, making money from home. And the Proverbs 31 women did make some money from home. She sowed some things and sold them to the merchants passing by. She bought one field. Doesn't say whose money it was, but her husband was the king. He was known among the elders of the land. So it wasn't like she needed to make money, but it was just showing that she was a very productive woman. It was over the span of her whole entire life. She had 8 little children at home. I'm sure she wasn't doing all of those things. There was different times in her life when she was able to do those things. And it's just a make-believe woman. There's no commands, but many verses in that chapter are good examples to us to follow. Working hard in the home. She was known for looking well to the ways of her household and not eating the bread of idleness. We're all to work hard at home and not eat the bread of idleness. We're not to sit around watching TV, just dawdling our days away. Our home should be clean and tidy. We should be spending a lot of time training and raising, disciplining, loving our children, and being helpmeets to our husbands. It's a full-time job. And if by chance, your children are older and you have time to make some money from home, then that's great, as long as you're not neglecting your most important ministry of being a helpmeet to your husband, a mother to your children, and a keeper at home, working hard, looking well to the ways of your household. But no, there are no commands for women to contribute financially to their households. None. There was examples of women in the Bible who made some money, but there's no commands directly to us, thankfully, because I have not really contributed financially to our household for 34 years now. And if there was a command, I would have been living in sin, but I'm not. I know my husband's a good provider and that he's doing exactly what he's called to do, and I'm doing what I'm called to do. So women, don't feel guilty if you're not contributing financially to your home. Your value and your worth isn't how much money you make. As you're investing your life in your husband and your children, you're storing your treasures in heaven. This is a ministry the Lord's given you, and it's good. When you have company in your home, showing hospitality, when you're helping those around you, when you're helping young mothers, bringing meals to them. All of those are what you're called to do, and it's good. It's good. Be content. Making money was just to support mothers at home, in the children, raising the children. It's not to find your value and worth. Men who don't work and provide, if they're able, are in sin. They are called to be the providers of their families, but we are not. Our job is in the home, taking care of our families and those around us. So enjoy your time at home. Love it. Love what God's called you to do, because I have found that it's the best thing on earth. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.